Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the launch sheet. We are back with another Manticore game, another Prokhorovka game. But the reason that we're at this one is this is my greatest game in the Manticore yet. And I won't have this. This probably won't end up being too long a video because it's just going to be the game itself. But if you've watched any other videos on my channel, you know that the Manticore is one of my favorites. I'm still waiting for another Oyster Bay map so I can show my favorite position on that one because I think it's kind of important for people to know. But right now I'm going to be doing so anyway, right now I'm going to show you guys this video here. This run through that I had, as you can see, it's going to be a 1v1 light situation. On Prokhorovka, which is everybody's favorite fucking map. But that said, the T100 is the one tank in the Manticore that I really hate going against because it has similar enough stats. It's not as good camo, but it's got a higher rate of fire and everything. But it's got high enough camo specifically on Prokhorovka like this, where I won't be able to spot it unless it basically gets like right up on me in most bushes. But without further ado, we're gonna get right into this. That's enough of an opening for right now. And you're actually gonna even see me say it in chat. We got a few seconds until I really get vocal in chat, but we have a really good IS-7 here. And that's notwithstanding the rush one line. Like he actually does a great job, and I'll show you exactly where in a second. But I even tell the team, we don't have any audio again for the vehicle movement. I don't know if that's a bug on playbacks or what's going on with that, but no dice. There we go. There's my complaint. I am going to be going up on the higher bush, which I don't actually normally like to do. I usually go into the bushes right off to the left that we're passing low side, and I'll show you why. Because that happens. I didn't take the best route to get there, but my guess is that their T100 just beeline straight to somewhere in here, so he was set, and that's where you see him showing up there and peeling off. But I got lucky. Only the VZ hit me, which is painful. VZ with 500 alpha. I forget what its actual alpha is, but getting 500 damage on me. It's a total third of my health down. But I'm going to retake that bush again. And we're going to get the game started. So we got a Minotauro that is just spotted off and on its own. My bad. That's good then. Then we spot the T100, and he does a very not a bad play, but we get a good shot with artillery here. But what really kills him is what's going to happen next, and this is where I said that the IS-7 is a huge part of this win. He kind of bites a bullet and he just sends it, and what happens is the T100 didn't leave. If you're a light tank and you're going into that little, whatever you want to call it, the donut, I'm gonna take that shot there because it's a fairly safe shot, and I feel that I can back out of there if need be, but I didn't even have to. But RIS-7, an incredible job here, getting that knocked out. And yeah, if you're like going into that donut, you got to get back out once you feel you're unlit. Otherwise, you're screwing it. But then you'll see me try to work the bush lines here. The high bush wasn't getting me anything. I probably could have gone higher, but didn't really want to deal with it. I was starting to get like a little impatient, which isn't good for a light tank, especially when you're only, 2.5 minutes in. But we got the 277 lit. But the rest of my team is still positioning, so we're just kind of chilling. And I am super worried about that Leo on the H1J1 high point there. A lot of times where there's a hidden tank, like the worst ones that I would say, I've seen SCRVs, the 103Bs up there. They're difficult to spot behind those bushes, and by the time you see them, they see you. And it's like, oh. And so my biggest concern is just spotting this Leo out. And honestly, right here with this little gap, I thought that he had me lit. I think a lot of times you get like that might be like a 50-50 or something like that. That little gap, that'll kill you. But I got lucky. What's also really lucky, there's nothing contesting the middle for them here, so they don't have anything 3 or 4 line. Leo goes down, and we have some heavy tanks to clean up in the back here. So we're sitting at about 3k spot, which is nice. We'll have the mouse show up, the AMX-50B, and there's a 277 that we spotted earlier that's still hanging nice and tight. And so we really just kind of sit here and we're just going to work this out. I'm shooting a thank you out to the team because that's, I mean, at this point the game's won. If you're, I mean, hell, if you're still watching this, like we're just sitting back and we're letting the rest of our team do the work. Some folks getting a little upset. RFV complaining, but he did a good job this game too. Oh, he ends the game with about 5k damage, I think. Our Stretsvon, the STRV 103B on our team, being the best in the damage category. He had 7,700, so he got to a good he got into a good spot up there in the high bushes, and he farmed. He penned every shot basically. Meanwhile, our team's doing pretty well. They were, I don't know if they're outnumbered, but they're definitely, they don't have a lot of the help over in the hillside on the 0 line, but they do a really good job just holding back. And then I'm going to set up here because now I see the mouse, I see the E3 and the M60. M60 has really good view range, so I don't want to potentially get lit up on that. I could move over the bushes off on the side over here. But I stayed away from that. If I can stay safe here and light their tanks, then I'm not gonna risk climbing any further. And if their tanks go dark, I just need to move a little bit closer. We can live without a few moments. Our I-7 does want me to take that bush, and you see him pinging me there, and it's not a bad idea. Especially now that the M60's out, and so I'm actually gonna start pushing up on this anyway. But knowing the view range of the mouse and E3, I have to get pretty close for them to even light me. I'd probably have to get within at least 3 grid squares of them on this map, so I should be pretty good. And the bushes just work against them. But now, I mean, now we're at 13,500 assist. We still have a whole nother mouse that's showing up. We're getting the artillery out of the game. They still kind of have a lot of health up on the on that 0 line hill, so there's a lot we can work with. Their mouse does a really good job. I mean, he's getting farmed, he was going to be getting farmed either way, but he manages to get out. Which is a really good job. It's a smart move. In terms of like you're trying to make whatever you can of a lost game, basically. In here, I'm actually aware I've got 16,000 spotting now, and I'm like, okay, well I want the E3 spot, and I want spotting on the 268 as well, so I'm trying to position for that. Mouse shows up. I think I take a shot on the, I take a shot on the 268, don't pen. I'm pretty sure I stick with this 281 damage. I might get one more shell in somewhere. But I'm just gonna play proxy on the mouse, bridge run on the 268. If there's any damage to them, I'm getting at least partial. And so there I'm getting, I actually picked up some for the UDES there, which I didn't even realize. And then the rest of the team just starts falling apart, gets killed, and then this is where I'll get one last shot attempt. The mouse trying to rotate, turning his gun is kind of fatal, and then he'll be knocked out. I get the last shot in there, get a little worried, and then Nardi comes in. And there I'm sitting, I tell the team 18k, I think maybe I give him another thank you, I don't even remember. I do get the nice from the I-7, who MVP honestly of that game for if you're a tank on Prokhorovka that is actively taking out the enemy light tank, I mean, even if you're sacrificing yourself for it, if you are giving your team the light tank advantage, it really doesn't matter if it's a terrible health trade. You've basically won the game for your team. So him getting that rush prevented us from having like a much more drawn out the T100 getting out somewhere, the T100 even potentially spotting me somehow, stuff like that. So that like big play on the I7, then really just good slow push, slow farm, and just playing the rest of Prokhorovka really well. But yeah, hey, I post a lot of Manticore games. A lot of them have high assistance damage, but this is easily one of the best. I've broken like 10, 11, and 12k before a couple times. Sometimes on proc, other times in there's a couple other good maps for it. But this has been the highest, and it's 17,732. Post game it was 18,000 and change. They gave me some spotting damage. I think some for the artillery piece that got killed. I didn't get credited for all of it, and then I think a couple of like a shot or two from 2 other tanks. But that's it, folks. This is what I wanted to show off. It's been a pretty awesome game. And yeah, so I think that's where I'll leave it. You will for sure see, if you like watching my World Tanks videos, you will for sure see more Manticore videos. It's my favorite tank to play in the game, hands down. And it's just so much fun. Like I used to be big on the brawling tanks, and now like being able to just sneak around, never be seen, is such a fun experience. And with that, hopefully Manticore game from Oyster Bay coming soon. That's the one that I really want to show you guys. I've been told by one of my buddies I play with, I think Quickie Baby has already done this spot as well, which is cool. So you're gonna see a rehash, probably Quickie Baby video from me then. But hey, you never know what you get. Maybe it'll be a cooler video. Probably won't be. Don't worry about that. I'm certainly not as good. But with that, I will leave you guys here. That is the end of the video, and that was a fun game, so you guys hang tight.